Today we're going to talk about Galileo and his theory of value. Yes, that's right, the Galileo. Galileo, the famous astronomer. But he also made a contribution to economics, and that was in his book, Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief World Systems, Ptolemaic and Copernican. That was written in 1632. It's mostly a book about astronomy, as you would expect, but within that book there's a very important economic idea. There was a long-standing paradox in economic thought, and you even find it mentioned in Adam Smith, and it's called the diamonds-water paradox. To state it simply, look at it this way. Water is essential for life. Without water you die, and diamonds are a kind of luxury or trinket. Yet water is very cheap and diamonds are very expensive. How can this be? The answer lies in scarcity. Diamonds are usually quite scarce. In most parts of the world, there's lots of water. So if there's lots of water, the value of the marginal unit of water may be quite small, and thus its price may be quite low. When we're valuing diamonds and water, or diamonds against water, we're not comparing the whole stock of the world's diamonds to the whole stock of the world's water, but rather we are comparing the marginal unit, and these values will depend upon relative scarcities. And this was the insight which will later be formalized into what was eventually called the marginal revolution. Here's what Galileo wrote on the diamonds-water paradox, and I'm quoting, "People ought to remember that if there were as great a scarcity of soil as of jewels or precious metals, there would not be a prince who would not spend a bushel of diamonds and rubies and a cartload of gold just to have enough earth to plant a jasmine in a little pot, or to sow an orange seed and watch it sprout, grow, and produce its handsome leaves, its fragrant flowers, and fine fruit." In that passage, Galileo is getting at how scarcity determines relative values. Here's another quotation from Galileo's work. Quote, "It is scarcity and plenty that make the vulgar take things to be precious or worthless. They call a diamond very beautiful because it is like pure water, and then would not exchange 1 for 10 barrels of water." Again, the point about scarcity is the key. These insights weren't quite new with Galileo, but rather they spring out of an earlier medieval tradition. Nonetheless, it's striking to see just how clearly he expressed them. To read more on Galileo's economic thought and writings, you can Google Galileo Diamonds-Water Paradox, or more generally Google Diamonds-Water Paradox History.